Welcome, everyone, to TJ and the Grumpy Old Man, a twice-a-week sports podcast that takes place every Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and every Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm your host, TJ, and with me here, as always, is the Grumpy Old Man. They say there's no shame in his game because he's always the same.
That's me.
Now, you may have heard Grumpy laughing there for a second. It's because we're running late again today. I tell you all the time, Grumpy, be on time, man.
That's what you keep telling me.
That's it.
Here I am sitting ready to go. You know what? I was wondering why it seems so dark in here. One of my light bulbs is gone. I got to fix that.
Grumpy. He's got to fix the light bulb. No worries, Grump.
Well, it is for me. Seems like I'm in a damn dungeon.
For those of you who are new to the show, again, as I mentioned, it's a twice-a-week sports podcast. We talk everything sports. We talk NFL, NBA, MLB, college football, European football, NHL. We talk anything and everything sports. And on the docket today, Grumpy, holy shit, there is a lot to talk about. I know we always say that, right? There's a lot to cover, but I'm talking about a lot to cover. We're going to talk a little bit about Devante Adams. Looks like, there may be a little frustrations boiled over at the end of the Monday Night Football game after they lost. The Raiders lost again.
Coaching. The coach cost them the game.
Yep, they lost here to the Chiefs. Yikes. Big mistakes. We got to talk about the video was released since last time we did a podcast of Draymond Green's interaction with Jordan Poole. And let me put it to you like this, Grumpy.
That's assault.
That's assault, brother. Yes, it was. It was not a very friendly interaction between the two. So we'll talk about that. Kylian Mbappé wants out of PSG. Flip-flop, snip-snap. My gosh, all over the place. You just can't make that stuff up. We're going to talk about Kylian Mbappé wanting out of PSG, apparently, again. We're going to talk about Eric K. You may remember him. We had talked about him, I would say, 6-8 months ago, maybe longer than that. Eric K was the man who was a member of the Los Angeles Angels, the Los Angeles Angels staff, who provided drugs or something like that for pitchers and provided them for players like Matt Harvey at the time period, I believe, like Tyler Skaggs. And he was the guy who had provided their drugs there for Tyler Skaggs when he had overdosed on fentanyl.
He was a gopher for the players.
Yeah, and looked like scapegoat. So we'll talk about that. We'll talk about, you remember those walleye fishermen, Grumpy Old Man, that we talked about last episode?
I don't think I'll ever forget it.
Oh, yes, the fishermen. Yes, that's right. Jake Runyon being brought up on felony charges. Dun, dun, dun. So
ridiculous.
Dan Snyder.
You can shoot somebody in the street and they won't. You can blatantly steal in some states merchandise and just walk out like nothing, and they're going to persecute these fishermen.
We'll talk about it. I'm not gonna take the bait this early. We'll talk about it. And also Dan Snyder, holy shit, hired private investigators, a group of private investigators to dig up dirt on Roger Goodell and all other NFL owners that he claims could blow up the NFL. Holy shit, guys. Do you remember we talked about those emails that were Dan Snyder's that were like, oh, wow, it looks like they're going to use what the hell is his name? The old coach of the Raiders, Grumpy. I've forgotten his name.
John Gruden.
I was about to say, he's already in and out, but they were going to use John Gruden as a scapegoat. Well, it looks like Dan Snyder has got, information that could blow up the NFL. Holy crap, buddy. Wouldn't I love to see the ashes and the embers of that place?
That's almost like a 2-episode thing all by itself, honestly.
There's a lot to cover today. Absolutely, Grumpy. A lot to cover.
So I don't want you deviating from the plan like you usually do.
Well, let's go ahead and get through the comments real quickly. Joseph C. saying, more TJ time. By the way, could Amazon pick a worse game for a Thursday night game besides the Commanders and the Bears? I know, it's yikes bad.
It would be hard to think of a worse game than that.
Not only could you get yourself miserable Justin Fields and the terrible not able to score Chicago Bears. You also go ahead and match them up with the Washington Commanders, which are a team that cannot score as well. So it's hard to watch. It's hard to stomach that. Brian J said the Islanders suck. Not going to score tonight. I thought they looked okay for the parts I watched, but we're not going to be a very good offensive team.
No. And here's the thing. We've come out and played pretty even with Florida.
Yep.
Florida's had the possession of the puck, but Sorokin's been good. The team defense has been good.
Yep.
We're going to struggle scoring. Matt Barzal, he's by himself out there on that line. It's the same old, same old. You can't put a 38-year-old and, you can't put 38 special and the F- on that line and expect it to take off. Just can't do it.
Drew L said, I guess I'm on the bright side with the Islanders. They can't score for shit. At least we're showing heart under Lambert. That is true. We are. Parise and Palmieri suck with Barzal. They need to switch that lineup. Yep, I would agree. But we just don't have the right personnel. But I am seeing heart and effort on the Islanders team, which we did not see any of last year.
Absolutely. And another thing I just want to say, really subtly, the commentators putting on, well, you know what? Matt Barzal, it's tough to play with him. Because, he's so creative and, so they're kind of giving him a backhanded compliment. Here's the thing. Get better players. Get better players to play with them. Not 38 special and not the F-. They can't keep up.
Joseph C. saying, I'm still wondering why the Raiders gave McDaniels a job after how he stiffed the Colts and he coached in Denver. Going for two with 4.5 minutes left is mind-boggling. So remember when I told you McDaniels was a shitty head coach? Do you remember when I told you that 3 weeks ago when I said this guy's a fucking joke? I said they never should have hired him. Do you remember when I said that, Grumpy?
So John Harbaugh is a shitty head coach too, right?
Oh my God.
Same thing.
McDaniels
Same exact thing.
Okay.
Same exact scenario.
Harbaugh's been successful.
He's shit the bed. The last 3 years, he's been crapping all over himself. That's why he's got to wear dark pants to the games because he's been shitting himself on the field. 3 years. Keeps on going for it on fourth down, not having it work, and they wind up losing games.
What has Josh McDaniels ever done besides having that shitty haircut? My God, have you seen this spiked up hair now he's got going on almost?
Josh McDaniels was not ready to be a head coach when he got the job in Denver. Then he went back and he was, another 10 years with the Patriots. He deserved another shot. That being said, that was just asinine. That was John Harbaugh-like, going for two with 4.5 minutes to go, where an extra point ties the game. I don't understand. They still have a chance at the end, and Devante Adams can't stay in bounds, and that's that. But the calling of a timeout it was like second I think it was 2nd and 2 after completion. And then on 3rd and 2, they go for the Adams pass. I'm like, why are you burning that time out there? It just made no sense. Get up to the line, run a play is what it is.
Shitty.
Players win games, coaches lose them. Just another example.
We're seeing McDaniels consistently manage to lose games for the Raiders. Who's worse? Who's worse in that division as a head coach? McDaniels or Hackett? That's what I'm about to say. Hackett or McDaniel. They're both shitty head coaches. Unbelievable.
Hackett's way worse. Way worse.
Okay. Drew L said on the bright side, Bailey also missed another wide open goal again.
On the plus side, Josh Bailey took 2 shots in the first period.
I saw that. I was like, what?
And I'm like, the goalie was totally caught off guard. He was like, what the hell? He's shooting a puck from distance? And then, of course, he missed a sitter, of course.
Typical. Andrew L said the Islanders don't look terrible and seem to be able to keep up with the Panthers.
Yeah, I've been really pleased with how they played today, honestly. But their inability to score is going to be a problem all year long, I feel.
Energy level and effort is there, which is nice. It's good to see that. The lack of talent also still is there. So, yep. Apex Legends Senior Citizen says here, Parise and Palmieri suck. Bellows to the first line. Bellows mixing it up. I'm telling you, I'm more and more impressed with Bellows the more I watch him.
He's looked good with Barzal in the past. He gets to an area to get the puck. He moves and he's looking for the puck.
Well, Andrew L said, Grumpy, were you able to see AJ's hair tonight?
It's hideous as always.
I didn't see it. Oh, God. Drew L said,
it's an abomination.
We have better players. The names are Kiefer Bellows, Oliver Wahlstrom, and Anthony Beauvillier.
Pavilier seemed to had chemistry with Barzal. Why not throw him and Bellows on the first line?
Anthony R saying here, the same old Islanders. Andrew L said, TJ, please pull up that abysmal siren. The
Oh, it
Islanders
was
used
horrible.
tonight.
Oh my God, it
Yeah.
was terrible.
What is it? I didn't see it.
They had Ralph Macchio, who I love. I love the Cobra Kai show, Karate Kid, diehard Islander fan. He comes out and he does and the crowd is just, I don't know, they're just dead or what the problem is. Too many well, it can't be too many corporate types, but they just didn't seem like they were into it. I mean, I was getting goosebumps when he come out and he starts talking. And then they have Eddie Westfall do the puck drop, and he's in his 80s, right? He's like, whoo, he looks like Ric Flair going, whoo, 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 going down there, dropping the puck. I mean, he had a real little bop in his step there. Then they have John Tonelli cranking up the horn, like that, but it wasn't even loud. I don't know. They had everybody blocking the view. They had, it must have been all the Islanders interns sitting there, like taking little videos of it there. And so you can't even see it hardly on TV.
Oh,
that's
God.
it. It was so bad. It was like, okay, you need a better horn because
did you not go ahead and call up your interdivision rival, the Carolina Hurricanes, and like, hey, what type of siren do you guys use?
And this is why we couldn't see it on TV, because we got Islander people standing in front doing shit like this. So you can't even see it on TV. All I see is all these kids in portrait mode as opposed to landscape, by the way.
Let's listen to this real quick.
And Machio knows something's wrong. They got
It sounds like a shitty little speaker. It's awful.
And they got 70-year-old John Tonelli out there cranking that horn. I mean, he's doing the best he can.
Give himself a heart attack over there. Holy shit.
Why didn't they have like a microphone on there so it's like going, so you can hear it in the whole arena? It's like, no. I'm like, oh, that's bad. It's not good.
Not good is right. Brian J said, check your messages. I told you Andrew Thomas's best tackle so far this year. Send it to me. I didn't get anything in the messages, Brian J. Or maybe I just haven't. It's on Facebook. Maybe I haven't checked it. I don't know. I'll have to look. Apex Legends senior sister says Lou must go and Fredo too.
Fredo.
Drew L said, you know who else lost? Devante Adams. He lost a clean non-felony record as well. The McDaniels effect. I was about to say, this episode, I think, is literally listed as explosions in bad decisions. I mean, we could talk about the amount of people erupting regarding, their temper, just like, pulling out like a temper tantrum, like a child who can't control their emotions. I was like, unreal, the amount of that we saw in sports this week. Devante Adams, again, frustrated and understandably so, was leaving the field, didn't have a great interaction with this cameraman.
Frustration from Adams, and whoa.
What the?
Okay, now the guy did cut in front of him, because if you see another view, it doesn't even look like anything if you see the view from the back. He absolutely pushed him. But here's the thing.
He did cut in front of him. Yeah.
He did jump in front of him because he was trying to, maybe get a sound bite or something. Who knows? But Devante Adams pushed him.
Why?
And this guy had to, first of all, he did not need to push him. But so all this guy had to do was, hey, you know what? I mean, this guy don't have much damn balance.
I'll be honest with you. Okay, he's probably wearing heavy backpack. You saw he went to the hospital after this. I'm like, dude, come on.
He could have got an autograph. He could have got some swag. Now he's going to get shit. He's going to get nothing.
He's going to try to settle to try to get some money.
Oh my God! What money?
I like how he's carrying his little stuff.
He hopped right up.
I know. He's obviously not hurt or injured.
But there's a misdemeanor.
I like how he afterwards he gets. What the?
I just want to say about Drew's comment. It's not a felony. It's just a misdemeanor. So.
Yeah.
But the guy cut right in front of him. He did. If you look, there's another shot from behind, and it doesn't even look like he touched him. Looks like he just bumps into him.
Oh, my God. Okay, let me try to see if I can get that here.
And I'm not trying. He shouldn't have shoved the guy.
Takeaway is, Jesus Christ, when you look up, what's to stop you from walking to say, I'm going to stop?
He was pissed. He was pissed off on the sideline at the end, too. His emotions were running hot then. It was a confluence of events. And like I said, I'm not saying you should have pushed the guy, but come on. It's just ridiculous. Just stop. He cut right in front of him. He did.
Oh man. Oh God, another one of these shitty portrait mode items. I was gonna try to pull this up here, but I did happen to find a picture of the guy, grumpy old man, who was pushed by Devante Adams. And I'll be honest with you, I think Devante may be in a little bit of trouble legally. I did have
Oh my God.
Devante Adams, grumpy.
Oh my God. Oh.
Oh,
Now, of
don't you love
course, actually, this was Stone Cold Steve Austin when he actually did break his neck wrestling Owen Hart when he gave him a pile driver and Austin came down a little funny. He actually did break his neck there. But yes, very good that that this little camera fella and drinking beer here while he's in a neck brace. It's apropos, isn't it?
Absolutely. So we did happen to find that the cameraman assaulted by Devante Adams. I don't know which camera angle you're talking about because maybe here's the one you're looking for. I don't know. There's a whole bunch of these.
There's one where it's direct, like behind him, and it doesn't. He just.
I know it's not like it's like a 360 view. Is this the one you're talking about, Grumpy?
Yeah, this might be it. Yeah, it looks like he just bumps into him. It does. That looks like nothing. That looks like nothing. This view.
Yeah, I was about to say it wasn't really much. Why did Devante Adams not stop? Like
He did stop.
Like when you Grumpy, let me ask you this. When you used to work, when you're walking around in a workspace and you had your head down, you're like, shit, it's a freaking Monday. And Karen walked in front of you as you were going to the bathroom or going to the water cooler. Did you look and go, boom, get the F out of my way, Karen? Or did you go ahead and go, boom, get out of here?
I Terry Tate office linebacker her ass. That's
oh, dude, those are freaking great videos.
When you kill a Joe, you make some mo.
Woo!
Woo!
That entire series of commercials was fantastic because I love like they drafted the other guy trying to replace Terry Tate and they had like a tag team. Dude, those commercials were fantastic, man.
Terry Tate office linebacker were the absolute best commercials ever.
And
I don't know why they stopped doing them.
Yeah, Terry Crews was the guy who did it.
You want to know why they stopped doing them?
Why?
People are probably offended.
No, they weren't offended. They just stopped.
Is this going to promote workplace violence?
Oh no, Grumpy.
Number 51 didn't seem to think too much about it either. Hey, he's fine.
Get the hell out of his way.
All the guy. Hey, and he apologized right away. Yeah, and he knew he did wrong. He was hot on the sidelines after the official overruled his catch. He didn't like that he and Hunter Renfrow ran together on the last play. He was angry. And I understand he shouldn't have shoved the guy, but talk about, once again, making a mountain out of a molehill on stuff like this. Sorry.
Well, I did like this one. She did say here, it said, me giving an interview to ESPN after Devante Adams pushed me. Kevin Durant on the surgery. Oh man. Those are always great. It's quality prime internet at its finest, Grumpy. You got to love that type of stuff.
Yeah.
Oh man, who doesn't love it, Grumpy? But obviously that happened. Devante Adams getting a little upset, letting his temper boil over. But I don't think it holds a candle to what Draymond Green did to Jordan Poole, his teammate, supposed to be a buddy of his, Grumpy. And we talked about it last week, or I guess last Sunday, how the organization said they were going to do anything within the confines of the law to find out who leaked this tape, who dare leaks this tape. I love how that's what we're worried about, and we're not worried about what we're going to see here on the film. We're not too concerned, right? Because Draymond Green's going to take a few days away from the team to get himself composed. Yeah, I'll let you watch the video and you be the judge. Oh, good. There's no volume on it. Draymond Green. I like how they put the arrows for us. Draymond Green.
And the other guy's pretty good.
Yeah, he's over here. This is Jordan Poole in gray.
He's a good player.
It looks like he's kind of joking around. Looks like they're kind of got smiles on their face right now. Draymond Green comes up there.
Here comes single double. He's not even looking at him. He's talking to the. I mean,
get the hell out of my face! Boom! Honestly, he punched him like that, dude. That is assault.
He came off his feet to hit him. That's assault. That's assault.
Draymond Green gets up in his face, like and he's like, "Get the out of my face!"
Yeah.
Holy shit! And he
cold cocks him.
He cold cocks him is right. Honestly,
he harbored him.
Here's the thing: if that's not Draymond Green and that's Jordan Poole doing that to Draymond Green, Jordan Poole's cut the next day.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Or he's being sent to jail or something else. It's the fact that he's a good player, so those things don't matter.
Draymond, he was just a lapse in his judgment. Joe Mixon, it was a lapse in your judgment when that girl pretended to hit you and you went ahead and cold-cocked and broke her jaw. It was just a lapse in judgment. Don't worry about it, Joe Mixon. Don't worry about it, Draymond Green. Your tempers can get out of control because you're so good.
It's the haves and the have-nots is what it is. Here's the thing. Draymond Green is probably pissed off that he is a triple single. That's what he
probably
is.
was practicing like shit. Dude, I cannot believe he wasn't even looking at him.
Get out of my face. And he just clobbered him. And it's like, okay.
No, but here's the thing that bothers me. Draymond Green clocks his teammate Jordan Poole, and there's nobody jumping on Draymond Green to start punching the. Here's the thing: as a teammate, if you see another teammate cold cock somebody, it doesn't matter what the situation is. You go out there and beat the living shit out of whoever's cold cocking.
It looks like a bunch of people. Okay, a bunch of people did jump in to make sure nothing else happened.
Okay, it was more like pulling people.
This guy's listening to it.
Boom, pulling them apart. Oh, hey, Draymond, don't go over there.
See, they're all coming over.
This guy who's a maniac.
First of all, they're not expecting that. As soon as they see it, they all rush over.
My God, he wasn't even looking at Draymond Green, too. I think that's the part that pisses me off the most.
Yeah.
Jordan Poole wasn't even
a bitch move.
Hell out of my face. He pushes him out of the way. He's looking at coach who's actually coaching and providing details to him. And this guy's over here. What is he doing over here as coach is providing details? Hey, Draymond, pay attention. He's in the back of the classroom. Hey, buddy. We're providing some coaching tips for you guys. Draymond Green, doop. Everybody's looking over there at coach. Draymond's going up there causing shit. Why don't you pay attention? Boom. Unfreaking real.
And it's like you talk to the bitches on the Golden State Warriors, including the king bitch, Steve Kerr. Stephanie Kerr. And you hear her, she's real tough when we're talking about defending, China or something like that. Attacking America. Then she's got a big mouth then. But something like this, the cowardly little bitch that Stephanie is just doesn't say anything. Oh, well, he's going to have team punishment. So you know what that means?
Assault.
No suspension.
I was about to say, this is assault.
That's exactly right. That kid should sue him. Just assault. He punched him in the face for no reason. That's assault.
Could you imagine if Jordan Poole's like, I want to sue? The team would do anything in their part. Be like, don't sue. We're going to do anything we can to talk.
If I was him, I absolutely would. I'd love to go to court. Yeah, he didn't like the fact that I called him triple single. So he came and he punched me in the face.
He came in my face. He went up and invaded my personal space, and I pushed him back and looked away. I was not acknowledging him because I wanted to defuse the situation. And as I was not looking even in his direction, I got punched in the face. This guy's a freaking maniac. But you're right. I love all that. Like people, they're always taking a sanctimonious holier than thou. But as soon as they talk about, oh no, we can't do it. We can't talk about the Chinese, massacring the Uyghurs in that area and anything like that. No, we're not talking about that. Those are camps they put them in. No, we're not. We can't possibly talk about that because they make so much money off. The only color everybody sees is green. Dollars, money. That's it. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. Right. It's the reason why Draymond Green can get away with assaulting his teammate because he is good. He makes good money and he brings in money for the Golden State Warriors because he helps them win games. We got to do anything like Steph Curry. Could you ever Draymond Green's a little bit of a hothead? Remember he used to get some technical fouls back in the day.
He's always doing shit like that, mouthing off, pulling on people,
getting involved,
borderline dirty shit. And he doesn't like it when they give him technical fouls. Stop acting like that.
Even if you're a teammate of Draymond Green, you're not safe.
I mean, now, if I'm him, I'll tell you what. If you're not doing anything, I'm going to talk shit about him right next to him on the bench the whole rest of the year. Hey, single, what's up? Are you going to get your 1 point today? All year. You're not going to stick up for me. I'm going to stick up for myself. That's fine. No problem. I'll tell you what, there's nothing wrong diving in his. Oh, I'm sorry. You slipped in the shower. You tore your ACL. Man, that sucks.
I'll tell you this much. An opposing team. I'm talking more about opposing teams. Could you imagine opposing teams? You've got your shit talk. And because remember, on the NBA court, these guys are trash talking the living hell out of each other all the time. And you look at it, you say, dude, they've got free cannon. They got free fodder for the rest of the year. Hey, triple single, how are you? You just shit talk him all game long. Every single opponent just shit talking him. Hey man, go ahead and why don't you try to punch me too? We'll go ahead and get you a little suspension. Oh, that's just not. Draymond Green, when we look at like the report card for him in elementary school, hey, providing, he
Doesn't work and play well with others.
communication, A.
No.
Production in the classroom, A.
No.
Working and playing with others, F-.
Yeah, just no. I mean, like I said, this kid, no, it just doesn't work well with others. That's all it is. For me, the Poole kid, I don't know. I had something to say, but you went on too long. All right, move on.
Oh my God.
Move along. It was funny too.
Oh, I'm sorry, Grumpy. Your memory it's going soft. Your brain's going soft, Grumpy, and you forgot.
Right.
What's wrong, Grumpy? Don't be upset.
Go to the next thing. We're done with that now.
Let's get to a few comments.
You ruined it as usual. Thinking you were funny, which you're not. And you went on something that should have taken you 5 seconds to say, takes you 2 minutes, and everyone forgets.
When you want to, okay, if in 5 seconds you couldn't remember your thought, it must have been very important.
It was not 5 seconds. You went
10
on and on and on.
seconds. 10 seconds was too long for you. You tried to interrupt me, so I had to restart.
It was mind-numbingly dull. You sucked the air out of the room.
God, your brain, Grumpy.
Next.
Like the memory of a goldfish. The memory of a goldfish, Grumpy.
Next.
My goodness gracious. Also, breaking news from John Heyman that the Phillies pitching prospect just passed away.
Oh,
wow.
Actually, I have new breaking news. Another woman files a suit alleging Deshaun Watson pressured her into performing a sexual act during a massage. So somebody new just jumped out 2 minutes ago.
Oh, wasn't that great? Well, here's the thing. The NFL's already penalized him. They're not going to do anything else. Doesn't matter. You can have another 16 people. They do not want to keep him out further from action. That's for certain. Goon says there was some jibber jabber the other night about if the Chargers' early logo was a horse or dragon. I think it looks more like a
Tauntaun.
Tauntaun. TJ, compare the two. What the hell is a Tauntaun, Grumpy?
It was in Star Wars. It's not a Tauntaun. Goon's trying to be funny. He's trying to pull a TJ. It was a horse.
Oh, Grumpy, what has got up your ass?
Tauntaun was in Empire Strikes Back at the beginning where they rode those little big woolly sheep things out there in the cold. And Luke had to slit it open. There it is, right there. There's a Tauntaun. No, that's not a Tauntaun. That's it, right there.
This is a Tauntaun too, Grumpy.
Show the other thing. What the hell was that? Okay, I don't even.
You see my mouse, don't you?
Scroll up a little bit. Scroll up a little bit. Okay, what the heck is that? I don't know. That's a little graphic.
Maybe it's a tail. Calm down, Grumpy.
I don't know. I'm just saying it's a little graphic for a family program.
It's his tail. You see how he's got a tail right there?
Now I see.
That's his tail from a different view.
Okay, I'm glad. It looks a little funny.
Oh, Grumpy, get your mind out of the freaking gutter.
I'm just saying. I've never seen a Tauntaun from that angle before. It's always been a side view, so I didn't know what was going on.
Frank K says Parisi and Palmieri in the first line is a joke. Drew L said, by the way, the Lakers team chemistry and energy has been off the charts. I told you Russell Westbrook and Pat Beverly would get along as teammates. LeBron should already win General Manager of the Year for the fleecing. Now, did you? I don't know if you happen to see they are not playing nice, Grumpy, regarding the Lakers team. Looks like there's some trouble in paradise. I'll go ahead and show you this. Looks like Pat Beverly tried to call a little bit of a team huddle, a defensive huddle. Russell Westbrook wanted nothing to do with it, would not join the huddle at all, Grumpy.
There's problems there.
That's what happens. I mean, I like LeBron James as a player. He's a fantastic ball player, but you're not the general manager. Sorry. I mean, here's what happened.
By Jaden McDaniels. Foul on Westbrook. McDaniels' third year out of Washington. Go to the line to try to complete the three-point
Come on over. What the hell?
He said, F you now. Look at this. He's like, come on over here. Anthony Davis says, dude, get your ass over here, Russ.
What's wrong with you?
Like, nah, I'm not going in this. I'm just getting ready.
You know how tough it has to be when you're dealing with an adult who's acting like a child? How difficult is that?
Not a professional. Holy shit.
At some point, I mean, what is wrong with you? Stop acting like a freaking 2-year-old. Cut him. And here's the thing. They got to pay him because everything's guaranteed in the NBA. It's just like, let him ride the bench. Just sit at the end of the bench. Just sit there for the rest of the year. If the coach had any testicular
Oh, I
fortitude,
fucking hate when
that's
you
what
say
he would
that.
tell him. He just, hey, Brick, sit on the bench. And we don't want to see you. You don't want to be part of the team. Just sit. Don't even bother taking off your warm-up suits. You're never going in. We have 12 players on this team. You are number 13. You're
I
just going
hate
to
when
sit
you
at the end. I don't give a shit about you.
I hate when you say testicular fortitude because you overuse the hell out of that verbiage, Grumpy.
Well, he did good in mathematics and in science and in gym class, and then he did good in this and study habits.
Hold on.
Everyone's forgotten already.
Damn, Grumpy, you made me forget my thought because I couldn't hold on to it for 10
It was
seconds.
a lot longer than that. You went through some long
Bullshit.
diatribe. I even interrupted you because I wanted you to get to the final point.
You know what you did when you interrupted me, Grumpy? I just said, we're starting over. That's it. Run it again. Run it back, Grumpy. That's what I said. Run it back. Gungun says, do you reckon number 21 for the Gators enjoys watching mukbang videos? I think he would. Grumpy, do you remember both of those references, both of those callbacks, or no?
I remember the 21 kid where he had the shirt that's like, I don't know, 15 sizes too small. And mukbang, I don't even want to hear about that again. It's just useless. It's stupid.
Remember what it is, Grumpy?
I don't care. We got a long show. We don't have time for that. Those shenanigans.
Grumpy.
A lot of things to talk about.
Hold on, Grumpy. This show is shenanigans. That's all this show is funny shenanigans.
Well, then why are we letting you talk at all?
Oh, fuck.
It's supposed to be funny shenanigans. Why are you talking?
Oh, I'm telling you, Grumpy is now on a fucking mean streak because he forgot what he wanted to say. His little brain forgot what he wanted to say, and now he's gonna be all pissy. I gotta do something to put him back in good graces. It's like walking on eggshells.
I'm not angry at all.
Oh, is that
you
right?
You did ruin a good line with your ham-handed attempt at comedy.
I tell you,
just terrible. Why the hell aren't you wearing a shirt?
What would you consider this, Grumpy?
It looks like a rag. That's what it looks like.
I gotta pull up his name again, so I could pull up. I gotta see number 21 for the Florida Gators again.
Does he even have a name? It's just 21, isn't it?
I've got to have his name. I tried to just search him on Twitter, and it didn't pull up. Yes, his name is. Well, there's two players share the number 21. Lorenzo Lingard, 6 foot.
Yeah, here's the thing.
Hold on. Desmond Watson is listed at 6'5", 2 or 4'15". He's only listed at 4'15".
Okay, here's the thing. That guy ate the original number 21. That's what happened.
Oh my God. I tell you. I got to show this one more time. Here it is.
Oh God, not again.
He's big. He's a big boy, Grumpy. It's like that. You remember that guy at March?
How were you able to find this video again? And you cannot show the Mekhi Becton and McDonald's video. How was that?
Jesus Christ. Here he is, Grumpy. Look at that big boy. He probably likes watching those mukbang videos. Oh, Grumpy, just for good time's sake.
Just look at how big his head. Holy shit. He almost looks like, I don't know, something like they would be dragging a wagon. I mean, his ass is huge. I mean, it's almost like he's like not human almost. I mean, look, what the hell? I mean, I don't think he could stand up straight if he wanted to. Look at that. It's almost like, I don't even understand. It's like one species on the bottom, a different species on top. I mean, look at it. They don't match up.
He's a big bastard, Grumpy. There's nothing else. He's a tree, man. They talk about moving tree trunks out there. He's a tree trunk.
Look at how big his ass is. It's twice the size of, or maybe 3 times the size of his head. I feel it's like, oh, fella.
Maybe he's going to be in the NFL, Grumpy, and all this you're talking about here, Grumpy.
As what? I bet you Devante Adams won't knock his ass over.
Vince Wilfork, man, made a career out of being a nose tackle who could.
His ass didn't look like that. It didn't look like he was another species.
He's got. What do they say? Stop. What do they say when they talk about at the NFL Combine? He's got a bubble butt, Grumpy. That's what he's got. He's got a bubble butt right here, Grump.
He's got a freaking hot air balloon butt. His ass is huge. I mean, it's like it's really disfigured. Okay. It's so big.
Okay, let's move on here. Drew L says, honestly, Michael Rappaport put the whole Draymond Green situation the best. I'm not sure what the hell he said, but I'm sure. I'll take your word for it, Drew. Joseph C said, it's good. iPhones and Androids don't exist when Jordan played because he would have gotten a ton of shit for punching multiple teammates.
I don't know if he hit teammates, punched teammates. Or not.
He definitely did. They talked about it before. But here's the thing, too. I mean, you look at it, Michael Jordan was a whole different level. But, yeah, you can't be punching teammates like a little child. Joseph C. says, think one of those teammates Jordan punched was Steve Kerr, too.
Steve
So
Kerr
he's
is
fine
a
with it.
bitch. Stephanie is a bitch.
Christopher C. said, why did Draymond Green attack Jordan Poole?
Because he called him a triple single.
Which means apparently like you do just enough to get a triple or a triple double.
No.
A triple single.
Triple single means like single digit points, single digit rebounds, single digit assists or blocks or anything else. Like 2 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist. Triple single.
Drew sent us the video. Michael Rappaport here. Let's see. I want to make sure it's not going to be too long.
Yeah. Make sure that it's not going to get us canceled again.
That's the big thing too. We got to make sure. Yeah, we got to make sure it's. Hey, it only removed our stream there for a few minutes, Grumpy.
That's true.
Showing the MLB playoffs. It's just Michael Rappaport talk. I tell you one thing. Freaking Rappaport. Let's listen to what he's got to say.
Happened with Draymond Green and Jordan Poole. Draymond Green was calling Jordan Poole everything. Every curse, every derogatory term you could probably think of. He probably was doing it last season. You ain't this, you ain't that, you B-word this, you sucker this, your mom's this, look at your stupid mustache, everything. And Jordan Poole was probably saying a couple of things back. And then Draymond Green probably called him the B word, the same B word that ran Durant out of Golden State.
Is he like afraid to say the word bitch?
I guess. I don't. He's got problems. This guy.
Okay. It's hard. He's saying the B word. He said the S word for shut up and shit. And then he said this word and that word.
And Jordan Poole pushed him away, as you should when you're getting called every single thing in the book. Probably this has been going on for months.
Oh, okay.
Talking about his mustache.
I can't even listen. He's just making shit up. I can't even listen to Rapport. He's probably talking about this and talking about. Okay, it's just all here. I'm sorry, Drew. I tried with that one. Gungun says, concerning that sneaky fisherman that puts weights in fish to win a prize. It comes to light that he stuck the weights up the fish's coolie.
His little hiney bone.
Up his poop chute. Can he be brought up on animal abuse charges as well?
We don't know if the fish were dead.
Oh, good gracious. I tell you, now I guess that's a good time to talk about that. It's an easy transition in. They're facing criminal charges, felony charges, Grumpy. Can you believe that?
No, I cannot. It's a silly little fishing tournament.
But it has money at stake.
First place was $10,000. Stop.
No, it was more than that.
No, it was $10,000.
Okay.
First prize was $10,000.
So again, he was competing for a prize of $28,760 prize. Okay.
Stop. Just
what?
Stop.
I like Grumpy.
It's freaking fishing. You know what? Everyone tells fishing stories. I mean, and this is a whopper. That's all I have to say.
This is a whopper. Look at all the fish puns.
He caught a little sunfish, and he talks like he brought in Moby Dick or something like that. Just stop. It's freaking fishing. It's freaking fishing. Like I said, look at the crimes. Look at the crimes that are happening every single day that really affect people, and you're going to make an example out of a couple of fishermen.
The Attorney General says he doesn't take things like this. I'm trying to remember what the hell he said. He says he doesn't take things like this lightly. Grumpy.
He's an asshole. He probably got rampant murders all in his town and his city, and he's going to care about silly little shit like this. It's so ridiculous. All they need to say is, you know what?
You're not allowed to compete ever again.
You're suspended. You're suspended for 6 months or something like that.
A lifetime ban.
Here's the thing. You can't prove he did it any other time. You just can't. So as far as he's going to say, yeah, we did it the one time, that's going to be the extent of it. Because they can never prove.
I promise.
They can never prove that he did it some other time because all those fish have all rotted away, been eaten. Who the hell knows what they did with them? They're gone. So the only thing you do is this one little event. That's it. That's why it's so ridiculous. It's not like people are out, videotaping, slashing open a fish at every one of these little piddly pop tournaments. It's just so ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I hate that you brought it up the first time, and I hate that you're bringing it up again.
You sent this to me. What the fuck are you talking about? You sent it to me. I love bringing this up. Now, this is what the Attorney General said. I'm sorry. The prosecutor, the county prosecutor, I'm sorry, Michael O'Malley. I misspoke. Not the Attorney General.
Michael O'Malley.
Michael O'Malley, the county prosecutor. He said, I take every crime seriously.
He's a liar.
And I believe that these two individuals attempted to do what they attempted to do was not only dishonorable, but criminal. Dun, dun, dun. They're going after him, Grumpy. They're going to throw the full extent of the law at him. Get him, O'Malley. Get him.
You know what? He just should have kept his mouth shut and pretended like he treated all crimes like they're the same, because he doesn't. I guarantee you there's a lot of crimes that he just let it go. Doesn't matter.
Let it go.
Oh, they stole a bunch of shit. That's okay.
What are you fucking talking about? They're not in California, Grump.
They're all
what are you talking about?
You're trying to tell me that the prosecutors prosecute every single crime? They plea bargain of just about everything. If they
it was in Ohio, Grumpy.
I don't give a shit where it is. You don't think they plea bargain in Ohio?
I have no idea.
I guarantee you they do. They plea bargain everywhere. So don't tell me how he cares about the law, because this is a felony. A felony? Stop. Just stop.
So the charges that were brought up against him, you might like this, Grumpy. Charges that brought up against him. He was charged with cheating, attempted grand theft, possessing criminal tools, and unlawful ownership of wild animals.
God. You see what I mean? It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. The guy's a clown. Michael O'Malley. Isn't he the guy that was on some of those TV shows? He always wears the freaking hat.
I have no idea who Michael O'Malley is. He's a county prosecutor, dude.
I bet you he's the actor Michael O'Malley, who's
he's not the freaking actor Michael O'Malley, Grumpy.
Bring up Michael O'Malley, the actor. I'll tell you that's probably who it is.
Okay, let's show you the two Michael O'Malleys here in question.
I'm gonna tell you.
I'll let you do your forensic study. So Michael O'Malley, the
guy
Cuyahoga County prosecutor, or the actor. I wonder who it could be, Grumpy.
The youngest of 11 children. Now I see why he's prosecuting this crime. He was always beat up when he was a kid because he was little, whatever. He was the youngest of the family, so he got kicked around. So now he's tough. I bet he's probably about 4'7", and he's got a Napoleon complex. I'd feel better if it was the Michael O'Malley with the hat.
With the fedora?
He always wears a hat. Always wears a hat.
Does he really?
Because he's bald. He used to be on some show on Nickelodeon where it was like a game show. Maybe it was the Slimy Show or something like that back in the day. He was also on Yes Dear, a TV show, Yes Dear. He was on some other things too. Oh, he's also in the show Heels, which is pretty good.
You're speaking another language when you talk about
I know. I speak English. I understand.
Andrew L. says, Dobby on the power play.
I guess Noah Dobson scored a goal.
Drew L said also there's some rumors Aaron Rodgers will retire this season. Yeah, I looked at that. There's no way in hell. It was like from some guy, one person on Twitter who had a blue check mark, who tries to follow the Packers, or who follows the Packers, has like 8,000 followers, said, apparently after talking to some people in the organization, from what I understand, Aaron Rodgers wants to retire at the end of the season. The only person reporting that. And I'm like, yeah, no way. Buddy, when you're the only, do you really think you're the person breaking this type of story? Come on, stop. I saw it and I just immediately said, no way. I looked at it and I looked at a few others. I'm like, I couldn't see anybody but him talking about it.
He makes $50 million a year.
Just signed a brand spanking new contract.
Yeah, I don't see him retiring. Now, if I looked at his weapons, maybe I'd think so.
Andrew L said, oops, now back down to 2-1. Oh, man. Tony Cheese saying the only podcast where you can look at some tauntaun dick. Oh, good gracious.
That's what it looked like from that angle.
Drew L says Grumpy has dementia. That's why he's on a. That's why. He's on a mean streak. That makes sense now. You are looking a little more irritable. You did forget something just a few seconds ago. I think Drew L might be onto something. I hope it's not hereditary. Drew L said, I bet you number 21 has friendly hentai hangouts with Zac Efron after the games. Oh, God.
Okay, what's the deal with Zac Efron? It's 2 straight podcasts that we're talking about.
What are you looking at, Grumpy?
I'm not watching anything.
What game you watching, Grumpy?
Wait, hold on. So that's 2 straight podcasts that we've heard a Zac Efron reference. Why is that?
I don't know. Drew L keeps on bringing them up. I'm not sure what Zac Efron does, but man, oh, man. Gungun says, these refs sniff it. Not sure what that means. So they're not very good.
Probably
I guess.
the Tauntaun thing.
No. Drew L says, okay, now Justin Fields' back is for sure broken. He just got pummeled and he can't even get up.
Oh.
I know he was able to throw a touchdown, so he came back. He's a tough SOB, that's for certain. Drill said, Palmieri with the Islanders special off the post. All those posts and crossbars he hit last year are all going to go in this year. Okay.
He sucks.
He's
an F-.
Besides being called for a BS penalty, Anders Lee is resembling Casper the Friendly Ghost tonight. Must be doing nothing.
That's what he is. He's nothing. He's finished.
Mm.
He's 32 now? Plays like he's 50. And not a Tom Brady 50 either.
Drill said the touchdown got called back. Oh, did it really? I thought he threw the touchdown. Okay, gotcha. Maybe my stuff isn't updated. Oh, never mind. Yeah, I was about to say, I think it was still updated. But so we had obviously that with the fisherman. That was quite an interesting story. On a happier note, right? Because we've talked about a lot of crazy things happening. On a happier note that I don't think are aware of, Grumpy, because you don't have any internet presence. You ever thought about Randy Johnson recently?
No.
Was that?
No. I've not thought of Randy Johnson recently. No.
Well, he happened to make his rounds across the internet, Grumpy. Now, can you believe this? Randy Johnson is a photographer for the NFL.
I know he's a photographer.
No, for the NFL.
Okay, well, good for him. I know he's been big into photography for the last number of years since he retired from baseball. Good for him.
I know, but now he's a professional photographer for the NFL. How crazy is that?
That's not crazy. Good for him.
You don't think that's crazy? How many other Hall of Fame caliber players are out there like, yeah, I'm a professional photographer for a professional sports league? How many guys do that? Not many, Grump.
I bet you Devante Adams isn't going to run him. He get hit in the back of the head with a damn football. Feel like he got killed.
I'll tell you. Now, the Big Hurt, I mean, what was his nickname?
The Big Unit.
The Big Unit. That's right. The Big Unit.
Hurt. The Big Hurt. That's Frank
wasn't the Big Hurt. I knew that was Frank Thomas. I knew.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
I said I knew it wasn't the Big Unit.
Didn't. No.
Or the Big Heat, or the big freaking Hurt.
He's the Big Unit, which I thought was a stupid nickname, by the way.
Yeah, you're not going to be messing around with him. How tall is Randy Johnson? Like 6'9", 6'10"?
6'10".
Freaking huge. Huge.
I remember an All-Star game, he was pitching to John Kruk, and John Kruk was a lefty batter, and he was scared of facing Randy Johnson. He threw behind him, over his head, and he went to hit right-handed. Left-handed. It was funny. It was funny.
Oh man. Joseph C says here, I sent you a video teacher. The Dolphins found their new quarterback with a better arm than Tua.
What's he, 5? What's he, 5 years old?
You're thinking about the commercial where it was like Cam Newton. He was like, I'm warming up so I could be your mom's favorite player. And he's like, whoa. You remember that commercial? Ugh.
I do. I thought that, any 5-year-old could outthrow Tua Tagovailoa. That's my point.
Oh, man. Justin Fields with an open wide receiver. Oh, I tell you.
You got a better arm than Noodles.
She does have a better arm than Noodles. Holy shit. I'm not sure Tua can reach that.
No way.
Absolutely
Lefty too. I mean, not the perfect spiral, but still, man, she got it going on.
She had to crow hop into it, but she rifled the hell out of that. Tower.
And she looked good doing it too.
Oh, there it is, Grumpy. There he is. But yes, she rifles it up there.
It's a good throw. Give credit where credit's due.
All right, TJ, since I'm wondering, hold on. Drew L sent us something about Zac Efron. Oh God, I'm wondering why the hell he keeps popping up. Why Drew L keeps mentioning that. Is this from a movie?
What are you interested in? in that most people haven't heard of.
Anime porn.
Oh my God. This has got to be a joke. Like, I don't know. He's a comedian too, isn't Zac Efron?
No, he's not a comedian. He works in comedy movies, but he's not a comedian.
What are you interested in that most people haven't heard of?
Anime porn. Sorry, what?
What are you
Okay, that seems like a
interested in
joke.
that most people haven't heard of?
Anime porn.
Yeah, I don't think that's too real. I think that's a joke. That's
Yeah,
gotta be
I
right.
think it's definitely a setup.
Goon says, "Hey Grumpy, John Bonham or Neil Peart?"
Is that really a question?
I don't know.
Come on. Who do you think, TJ?
Couldn't tell you.
John Bonham. Neil Peart was good with Rush, but John Bonham. So he's on a whole planet all by himself.
Well, let's talk about this. Shifting gears, Kylian Mbappé wants out of PSG. Look at this report. How crazy is that? Kylian Mbappé not happy with Paris Saint-Germain at his current situation is really tense. He wants to leave the club as soon as possible. He feels that Paris Saint-Germain feels that he's really putting pressure on the club. They have no intention to sell Mbappé in January.
He signed. He's been penciled in for years and years and years. He said he wants to play for Real Madrid. That's it. His dream is to play for Real Madrid.
Yes.
Real Madrid tried to get him last transfer window last year in August. They offered PSG 200 million euros / dollars, whatever.
Yeah, euros.
And PSG said, no, we're not taking that, even though he could leave for free in January.
Remember, he had the contract worked out with them or something like that. And then he denied it on the table. They said, nope, we're not interested. Kylian Mbappé backed out.
So come January, they could negotiate with him. And he said he wanted to wait till the end of the year. Tell me if this sounds familiar. It goes on and on and on. Then when June came, that's when the first time that, they could finally book these contracts. Everyone said he was going to go to Real Madrid. Real Madrid had a contract signed, personal service agreement. He backs out in the last 48 hours and says he's going to PSG.
Or he's staying with PSG. My God, you found a way to make that story as boring as hell, Grumpy.
So he's staying with PSG, Paris Saint-Germain.
Yes, he had something worked out with Real Madrid, as Grumpy so boringly just blew over everything. He had a contract worked out with Real Madrid, and at the last minute pulled out. And he signed a huge contract with PSG where he now had the contract included. He had the ability to approve transfers. He had the ability, the first player that was going to have the ability to approve and negotiate these type of transfers and have a final stamp and a say on it. They did anything and everything they could to try to make him happy, right? You're going to be the first guy who's going to have managerial approval and the approval of the board to do what you want in that capacity. And he's like, all right, sign me up. I'm on board. Not even 4 months later says, I want out.
Here's the thing. Real Madrid has been, everything they've been doing the last 2 or 3 years was to make sure they had enough money so they could get Mbappé. Everything. I'm not going to get into the boring details of the contract that he signed, but long story short, they acquiesced. Real Madrid, the biggest club in the world, acquiesced on a lot of things that they don't do for anyone else, including Cristiano Ronaldo, with name, image, and likeness rights. And they gave it to Mbappe. They were going to give it to him, set records for him. In 2 days, they have the president of France, the king of Qatar, who owns PSG, all of them come in and they convince him to stay. In July, he did not want to be there anymore. And they said, well, to get him, you're going to have to pay us 400 million euros. Anybody but Real Madrid, because they hate Real Madrid. Madrid now hates PSG. It's real contentious going back and forth, right?
Here's the thing.
Long story short,
you find a way to make a topic that's
long story short,
boring
stop
as
talking,
shit.
please. Long story short, Real said now that he's available, we don't want him. We want somebody else.
Correct.
And that's the way it should be.
Well, this is a situation that was all self-inflicted by the player. All self-inflicted by the player. You get what you freaking sow. You reap what you sow. It's as simple as that, grumpy old man, right? He wants to go out there, wants to test, he wants to leave. The team he really wants to go to says, yeah, you know what? We're not fucking around with you because you screwed us over last time. We have no interest in you at all.
Twice. He's done this twice to them now. Backed out at the last minute twice.
This more egregious than this more recent time, more egregious than the last time. Yes, absolutely. So, yep, they say they've got no interest, but he's looking to leave. I just think it's funny, right? The guy who's dubbed as one of the faces of European football, one of the top up and coming players. I'd say he's a top 5 player in the world right now. He's in a young, vibrant player, very talented, very skillful on the ball. You know, they said, nope, we're not interested. And he's looking to leave 4 months after signing that huge contract.
And he's there for another 3 years. So they
Yes.
don't have to do anything. And he was unhappy that they didn't get certain players that he wanted. Certain players are still there, Neymar. And he doesn't like the position he's playing. He should be playing in a different position because he'll be able to score more goals in that position. It's like he's a 2-year-old. He's 23, and you know, it's like an ego run amok, and that's what it is with him.
Absolutely, Grumpy. Absolutely. Drew L says, is it me or does Brian Robinson already look better than Antonio Gibson? Well, he's a better back than Antonio Gibson.
Brian Robinson's a better running back than Antonio Gibson.
Yeah, Antonio Gibson's just a pass catching back. That's it. Same thing with JD McKissick guy. Same thing. He just had 2 pass catching backs. Drew L says tonight is going to be the night to finish up finals work after the podcast. Sleep till 2 p.m. and pop a melatonin pill the next night, so I crash in bed to wake up at 10 p.m. on Saturday.
10 a.m.
10 a.m. I'm sorry, 10 a.m. on Saturday. Yeah. There it is. So we got that. Grump, there was one more topic I wanted to make sure we had a chance to cover. We provided or 2 more topics. What are you going for?
I just, one's going to take so long.
Okay. Well,
I know the one you're talking about.
I don't think it's going to take as long as you think.
Okay.
But so we got a comment here, or that you got this story. Eric K., who was the Angels employee, was found guilty for providing drugs that led to the death of Tyler Skaggs. Been sentenced to 22 years in prison. Wow, sounds a little excessive, but you'll see here later on down in the comments, Judge Terry Means said he went above the minimum. So the minimum based off the charges that were brought to him if found guilty was 20 years. K faced because of the remarks he made in prison. A tape was being played in the court, which K said about Skaggs. I hope people realize what a piece of shit he was. Well, he's dead, so F him.
Yeah. And he was disparaging the family, calling them, you know, toothless hillbillies, stuff like that. Okay. I feel bad for him in one respect. He was just a gopher. That's all he is, or all he was for the Angels. The players told him what they wanted. He went out and got it for them. Every team has a gopher, at least one gopher. That's what their job is. It's they don't want anyone to know, but how many, I feel bad for him. I do, because I mean, he's getting buried for going out and picking up, it was fentanyl. Oxycontin,
Oxycontin and fentanyl.
Right. That was his job. If he wouldn't have a job if he didn't go out and do what the players told him. That was his job. Now, of course, he probably felt he was superior to Tyler Skaggs, to all these ball players. And I just can't believe he got 22 years in that. Again, murderers don't get 22 years. He didn't kill this guy. This guy took the drugs all on his own.
Yeah, and you think about it too, right? Oxycontin, legal drug. Legal
drug.
drug.
He wasn't peddling. He wasn't peddling drugs. He was picking up drugs for this guy because this guy wanted it. The player wanted it.
Matt Harvey. Yeah, all these guys wanted those drugs. And here's the thing. You are freaking out of your mind if you don't think that other players in the league have those same exact tendencies to do those same things. Here's the thing. It's not like, just the LA Angels. They were the only team in the entire league that has players that want to abuse prescription drugs like Oxycontin. Every freaking team has players who do that. And my God, Grumpy, already down number 2 of the day. Holy shit, Grump. and not even an hour in, already down number 2 of the grape drinks. But every single team has players that abuse prescription drugs, use steroids. Every single player has players that break the rules, not only the rules of the league, but also the law. Every team has people that do that, and every team has somebody that provides that service for them, whether it's, hey, the guy who provides our steroids is XYZ, like the special gummies A-Rod was taking. He's the guy that you hook up with. And there's a guy who provides the illegal drugs for those players too. High-class crime. Yeah, absolutely there is.
It's not like the players are going on the street scoring smack or anything like that. It's not like
I see you on the corner. Can I go ahead and get some XYZ from you? Not at all.
It's just they just have a guy who does all that. And I feel bad for this guy because, I mean, he was just doing his job. Yeah, okay.
You kind of know what you're doing, but in the same token, right? You don't have to do that job.
Well, if you don't, somebody else is going to do it.
Cool. You don't have to. You don't have to go ahead and jeopardize your morality to do that. Though.
Okay, but I bet he got paid a pretty penny.
I'm sure he did, but he knew the fucking risk that was there. Did he really think that when he was blatantly breaking the law of picking up these items of these illegal drugs, that the team wouldn't go ahead and throw him under the bus immediately?
First of all, OxyContin is not illegal. Fentanyl is, but maybe back then it wasn't. That's a recent phenomenon. Skaggs has been dead for a number of years now.
I know he's been dead for a number of years, but I know OxyContin, a prescription drug.
Yeah, I mean, I feel bad for him. He's a scapegoat. That's just what he is.
I will say he's a scapegoat,
and they just want to. They don't want to address the real issue, which is players using
prescription drugs. Yes,
they don't want it. They do not want that happening. So they're just going to dump on this K guy like he's like evil, like he's Hitler Jr.
Pharma. He's big pharma incarnate.
Yeah,
he's the big pharma. He's the guy producing these items and selling them all over the place. No.
Yeah,
he's a guy whose job it was to provide these items to it. And there's an Eric K on the Angels. I bet you there's still somebody who provides Eric K's services or the same services he did on that same organization. And maybe they're not so blatant where the team knows about it, but I guarantee you players across the league still use and abuse prescription drugs or items like that. And hey, it's how they party. It's how do you think they get through these huge? Grumpy's talked about it, the uppers and the downers to help them sleep, to help them get perked up and ready to play. We talk about it all the time, Grumpy.
I mean, and the judge said he thought 20 years was too harsh, but then he gave him 22 only after he listened to the tapes of the phone conversations when he was in jail talking with his parents or whatever. Now, I can understand why he was upset when he was in jail with Skaggs, because maybe he didn't think he should have been doing those things, but he had to for his job. And you know what? When you're a young kid, and he was a young kid, I mean, you have a great job, you're making a lot of money, and you're caught between a rock and a hard place. And, maybe Skaggs treated him like he was dog shit.
He's 48 years old.
How old?
48.
Oh, 48.
I wouldn't necessarily say he's a young kid, Eric.
No, he's not a young kid. I'm sorry. I thought he was 28 for some reason.
48.
Okay. Well, it's even worse. I mean, where was he going to get another job?
He was 45 when this happened.
Okay. So, I mean, he's clubhouse boy. He's gopher. He's a gopher. That's his job. I mean, I feel bad for him, but I understand why he was angry with Skaggs, because that's the reason why he's in jail.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the reason, because this dope didn't know how to take his drugs without killing himself.
Or the guy took he knew what he was doing. He knew the service he was providing was against the law. Fentanyl was not legal at that time period. Maybe there wasn't something. I honestly, I'm not Captain Lawyer, Captain Law. I don't remember, but that's one that I know is definitely a no-no now. Oxycontin is allowed with prescription, which still blows my mind. But you look at it and you think to yourself, my God, yikes. It's just yikes.
This kid wasn't cooking up meth. Well, this gentleman was not cooking up meth in his trailer home like Walter White. He was not doing that. He was just picking up. Go to get this from this guy. Okay.
All righty. Let's move along though, because we've got another salacious bombshell to talk about. We saved it to the end.
And everything is the same though. Everything we talk about, Draymond Green, Tyler Skaggs, and this K fella, what we're going to be talking about. It's all the same. The haves and the have-nots. It's all the same. And this is the same thing. Deshaun Watson again. The haves and the have-nots are all the same.
James F. We'll get to a few comments here before we get in the last topic. James F. says, hey, empty net and Bailey not on the ice. Good to see. Drew L. says, hey, TJ, let's talk about how great Kenny Pickett is so we can keep the podcast going for another hour. James saying, yep, Islanders lost 3-1. Florida wins 3-1. Same old team. Can't score, says James F. We look better, at least in the first 2 periods I watched. Drew L. says, Bedard is coming with the lack of scoring. It's all a part of the plan.
Hey, we're on pace for 82 goals this year.
Drew L. says, what jabroni Lou's going to go? What jabroni's Lou going to go after?
That jabroni.
Oh, that jabroni Lou's got to go too. Stephen S. said, can I say that those orange helmets the Bears have don't do any compliments to their orange jerseys? Yeah, it's a shitty color combination. It's like the Penguins wearing yellow helmets with their past alternate yellow jerseys.
I didn't have a problem when the Penguins did it, but for the Bears, it just looks bad.
Stephen S. said, by the way, somebody mentioned in another chat I was in earlier today that the Bears' current logo looks like a toilet seat, which come to think about it, as a Packers fan, he's not wrong. Oh, God.
I don't remember anyone mentioning that. I think Steven just threw it in because he is a Packers fan, and that's what he thinks.
I was about to say, their current logo, I'm not sure it looks like a toilet seat. The bear and the sea, I guess the sea. I guess the sea. Well, no, the bear is like a logo they have, but like the sea, like that, I guess it kind of does look like a toilet.
But it's pointy, isn't the sea kind of like pointy on the back? You know, like in the middle of the curve, isn't a little pointy? I don't see any toilet seats looking like that.
Give me a second, Grumpy. I'll pull it up here for us. I guess it kind of looks a little like that when you think about it.
You could say the same thing about the Colts
and
logo.
the Chiefs and all that other crap. Like, yeah, I guess technically,
it's got the little swoopy thing on the little pointy thing on the back.
Take that thing off, Grumpy.
Maybe it's a tauntaun tail.
Oh, tauntaun, a little callback. Who doesn't love it? D-Cut says, I thought it was Trott's fault we can't score. Take it deep, TJ. I'll tell you this, D-Cut. We look better. We looked okay. Yeah. We look better. We looked like we had effort. We looked like we had fight tonight. When is the last time you could say that under the Barry Trotz coached Islanders? I didn't see any fight under the team. I still don't think we're a great team. Lou Lamoriello did not do a good job this offseason putting offensive talent on this team. This is, the President's Trophy winning team from last year, but man, oh man, we do not look great. I mean, like, we showed effort though.
True. That's all you can add.
Says it's going to be a long Islanders season.
I disagree. I think we're going to be okay. We're going to struggle scoring, but we're going to be better than last year. I don't know how much better, but I think we're better than last year.
I can care less about the team's struggles. And Stephen S. said, also, I'm curious about what you guys think about the Blues Retro Reverse 2.0 jersey being leaked today. In case you haven't heard about it, the primary color of the jersey is going to be yellow, surprisingly.
I don't like that. I like the old powder blue as the main color with the yellow. I like that. I haven't seen it, but the more blue, it's the Blues. They're not the yellows. They're not the chickens or the cowards. They're the Blues.
Okay. Oh, it's a rumor right now. So
let me ask you a question, TJ.
This is true.
Let me ask you a question. I used to work in a place a long time ago, and there was a girl who worked there, and the guy, I see too much yellow. I mean, it's not ugly because I just love those colors, but I like more of the blue and the yellow. But let me just ask you this question.
Okay.
I used to work in this guy, and he was just being funny. There was a girl who was a receptionist there, and he always called her a chicken all the time. Do you think he'd be able to get away with that today?
I don't understand why. What's the point of calling them a chicken?
I just thought about yellow, and I thought of a chicken, and it brought me back to that day.
Oh, cool. I can't. I don't know.
Do you think in today's workplace environment he could call a girl a chicken every day?
That means nothing. That means nothing. I don't even know what that means, calling somebody a chicken. Like maybe they're afraid to do something, or like they're scatterbrained. I don't know.
Maybe
chickens are a lot of things.
Maybe she wouldn't identify as a chicken and takes it as an insult.
Oh, that's it. Grumpy. I couldn't tell you. Just saw the Islanders fan have an Adam Pellick fisherman jersey, but I couldn't get a Barzal one. F this team. She also says, Lou, just make the fisherman the alternate jersey already, so I can get my rightfully deserved Barzal fisherman jersey.
It's going to be an ugly season if the Islanders don't do well.
John Smith said, a lot of fight, zero offense. Yep, exactly.
I'm going to tell you what, Matt Tkachuk has already brought the change to Florida early. A little bit of snarl, getting involved in a bunch of scraps. That's not Florida from last year. They were kind of soft. A little bit of a change in them.
How could you tell, Grumpy? Were you watching the whole game as we were doing this podcast or something?
I watched the first 2 periods.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure you didn't watch the third
period and a half.
TV off, Grumpy. Drew L says the Knicks didn't deny me Obi Toppin's rookie jersey as soon as it came out. Well, because they're in the business of making money and selling jerseys and having good social media. Our team, they're not in the business, I guess, of making money.
I don't understand that at all. It's just first of all,
it's why they put a shitty team on the ice too.
That's how they say Lou Lamoriello picks this and picks that. Why? Why would you have that old fossil pick anything except, butt cream or some shit like that, for hemorrhoids or whatever it is, whatever he's got going on. I mean, why would you pick him to market any items? Well, Lou, you pick out the third jersey. Why? We're here to, this is a money-making venture.
My God, just to let you know, the freaking Washington Redskins punted the ball away. That's you just got an update. Punted the ball away, Grumpy. Chicago fumbled the return on the 6-yard line now. So I'm sorry, not the Redskins. I'm sorry, the Commanders. The Commanders recovered the ball on the 6-yard line. And I was just like, holy shit. Both of these teams have been miserable all night long. And another error and mistake gives the Commanders a chance to capitalize.
What is the score?
It's 7-6 in the fourth quarter.
Oh this is like, was it last week? Was it last week's game? Was that the Broncos and the Colts? Are they deliberately on Thursday trying to find the shittiest, least appealing games to put on Amazon Prime?
I guess that was like the NFL said, here you go. We're going to grace you with the shittiest possible matchups. My God. Oh, goodness gracious. Got another comment here. Joseph C said, who wouldn't be having trouble scoring? My Rangers, 3-1 against the Bolts. 6 goals against the Wild tonight. 7 goals now.
I forgot Joseph C was a Rangers fan.
Hey, man.
I forgot he was a Rangers fan.
The Rangers have looked good.
They have looked good.
Yeah.
I thought that they were going to come in third in division. You know who else looked really good tonight? Sidney Crosby.
Sid the Kid. He's a talented man.
Well, one thing, we're not behind Washington in the standings, at least.
Has Washington not played a game?
No, they lost to Boston last night 5-2.
Oh, we got less goals. That's all it is. Okay. Drew L said, this team is ran like a Japanese, a Yakuzu, I swear.
I don't know what that is.
Yakuza. I don't know. I mispronounced the hell of that. Sorry, I don't speak Japanese. And good. Now Carson Wentz, I don't know, actually perform and score a touchdown for me? Jesus, no, I'm sorry, Drew L. Carson Wentz is not great. And Drew L said, NFL on Amazon Prime is like the hockey games that get put on ESPN Plus.
I hate watching games on Amazon Prime. Hate it. Click Amazon Prime. Click who's watching. Click. What do you want to watch? Click. Do you want to watch live or do you want to watch from the beginning? Click. You know what? Click. Go right from one game to the other as opposed to go through the whole thing of getting all. Stop. Just put them on my television.
Good to know Grumpy's upset. Stephen S says, who would win in a fight, Sparky or Iceberg? If you've ever seen the 1995 film Sudden Death starring Jean-Claude Van Damme, I'd recommend pulling up the video of him fighting the mascot and the chicken.
I'm going to say Iceberg. The name is better. Iceberg's a better name. That's like a hockey name. Iceberg. Some big brute out there.
Reminds me of Goldberg. Goldberg. Mm-mm-mm. Steven S. is saying,
Goldberg.
the fight may go down as the greatest NHL fights of all time. It's so bizarre. Imagine the fun, entertaining, and the longer you watch. Oh man, I tell you. Got a comment here from Mario says it's pronounced Yakuza. Yakuza. I can't read.
I still don't know what it is. Doesn't matter.
Yakuza.
All right, what's the last subject? Should I guess?
No, you don't have to guess, Grumpy. We've got it right here. So, Dan Snyder apparently has hired private investigators to dig up dirt on Roger Goodell and all NFL owners. Again, Snyder there says it could, quote unquote, blow up the NFL. And he said, they can't fuck with me. And he's lost Jerry, talking about Jerry Jones, Roger Goodell has. Goodell wants Snyder gone, per another executive as well. Dude, things. I tell you, when you start
Why do
messing
they
around
want
with
him
people with
gone?
power, they say, I'm going to screw you right back again.
Okay, they're all the same. All of them. Why would they want Daniel Snyder gone? Because the press is attacking him. The media is attacking him. They don't want to ruffle any feathers. The whole thing is they're all the same. Everyone who's in a position of power, let me repeat it again. Everyone who's in a position of power.
How many people, Grumpy?
Everyone who is in a position of power does things that are a little shady. They just do. Because when you have that type of power, it enables you to do certain things. And that's in any business.
Certain things that normal people will never even, they can't even dream of the type of things that you're able to do.
Yes. And I'll say it once again, Deshaun Watson, Draymond Green, Daniel Snyder, name any owner in any sport. They're all the same.
Or any superstar athlete.
That's right.
They all do anything they want.
Anything they want.
Some get corrupted by that.
Because they have the money. They have the wherewithal to be able to get out of these things. People protect them.
Yep.
It's just what it is. So I didn't hear that he hired private investigators. I thought he said he knows all the dirt on them because these guys talk shit. It's like, oh yeah, I did this to this. Oh, hey, I did this to this. So they all know. They all know.
So it is, I'm sorry there. It is all when we look at here. Yep. Daniel Snyder hired private investigators to dig up dirt on Goodell and NFL owners.
You think that some of these deals that are negotiated by Goodell, he doesn't get a kickback for making those things happen?
For certain he does. It's like when pharmaceutical companies get a kickback. They all get.
That's illegal too, right? Right? And if he says, if he's pushing, well, guys, we need to go for this. We need to go, for Alka-Seltzer or Amazon Prime or whatever. We need to do these things. We need to add Thursday night football. You don't think he's getting more extra money in his pocket? They all do. They all do. That's why I'm like, I don't know. Just let Daniel Snyder alone. If they just shut up, the whole thing will damn go away after a while. That's what the NFL is real good at. Just keeping their mouths shut and just hope it goes away after a while. And if it doesn't, then they crack the whip. They didn't have to press Daniel Snyder. I don't care if they like him or not.
So in ESPN paints it cradling a drink in one hand. He tells members of his inner circle about the dirt he has accumulated on fellow owners, coaches, and executives, even his own employees. All stuff he's learned from other sources, including private investigative firms. He never says exactly what he knows, only that the 23 years as owner of the Washington Commanders, he knows a lot. And about that, in a zero-sum world of billionaires, this is how you survive.
And one other thing I want to say, he's denying this and saying it's the media, and Roger Goodell is putting this out to try to drive him out. That's what he said this afternoon.
He also told an associate the NFL is a mafia and all the owners hate each other.
I'm not surprised. Haven't we said, how long have I been saying that? For how many years have I been saying that? It's necessary to keep they're like all the Dons, right? The heads of the 5 families.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they all have such immense power. And that's something else I wanted to bring up about Mbappe. He's upset because PSG is hiring people to smear him now, to smear his name in France. So did that even come as a surprise to me? No, absolutely doesn't.
You got to say that again because it didn't make sense. Say that one more time.
Okay, Mbappe, now PSG is putting things out in the press and having people leak things about him through social media, saying, that he's this, that, and the other because he's trying to leave.
So
now
they're trying to run his name through the mud, trying to make him less valuable.
Yes. And so they're trying to smear him. And now he's saying, well, that should be enough reason for them to let him out of his contract. And does that surprise me? No. Because teams do that all the time. Ray Rice was a member of the Baltimore Ravens. They didn't say anything. As soon as that video popped up, man, they were burying him in the press.
Yeah.
Just burying him.
And and one veteran owner said, no, it's not true. They're not like mafia members who all hate each other. All the owners hate Dan Snyder. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm sure all the owners talk shit. Here's the thing. You know how dumb that is of an owner to say or to actually believe? I think he's saying something he doesn't believe. He's saying, look here, don't listen to what I say, not what I think, because every single one of those guys, if you don't think it's like a freaking water cooler, it's like the group where it's like everybody talks shit behind everybody's back, and that's just kind of what they do. Okay. They're all billionaires that are these NFL owners, every single one of them.
Here's the thing. If there winds up being a lawsuit, if they try to force him out, he has that owner's statement right there. They all hate me. So they're trying to drive me out because they don't like me, because I'm not one of them. That's illegal. They cannot make him sell that team. They cannot make him sell the team. He owns it. It's his property. It's only the guys who say, I've had enough. I don't want to deal with the bullshit anymore. Those are the ones who leave. Like Jerry Richardson, like the guy in Phoenix. I mean, it just is what it is. But again, you're here. Oh,
this guy in Arizona?
No, there was a guy in Phoenix, the Phoenix Suns.
Oh, okay. Okay. I thought you're still talking all NFL teams. I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry. It's all the same in every sport. Doesn't matter. And they're forced out, or they feel like they have to be forced out. They just don't want to deal with the shit. Everybody in a position of power takes advantage in one way or another. They just do. Some things are small, some things are bigger.
Hold on a second.
When I was in charge of the stat team for the Panthers, people looked at me differently. I didn't take advantage of anything. It wasn't a big enough position, but how people treated me. Oh, hi. Like they were kissing my ass all of a sudden. I'm like, why are you kissing my ass? I'm the same guy I was 2 weeks ago.
Here is what Drill sent us a meme. Said the NFL getting taken down by Dan Snyder and John Gruden. Joining forces, Grumpy.
I absolutely hope John Gruden wins his lawsuit, though. Absolutely. And he will win it. He will win it.
And the guy is an absolute snake. Let's face it. Coming from an outsider's perspective, I believe he's boasting about this just to scare / intimidate others around him to make them feel threatened by him. I don't know about that, Steven. I look at it like this. I think that he probably does have information on all of these people have their vices and their guilt. So when you're wealthy enough like that, you can usually make it go hush hush away. But when you hire a group, I definitely believe to try to protect his interests, he's hired people to dig up dirt on everybody else. And he says, good, if you're going to call me this, I'm going to let people know that you murdered a 5-year-old hanging off a balcony. They all have those skeletons in their closets.
Here's the thing. How the NFL owners and the NFL itself react to this will tell you how much information he has. If they back off of him, that means that they're absolutely skeletons in the closet.
Or if they lead an attack on him tomorrow, that tells you all you need to know. Because here's the thing. Those owners try not to throw. If they can avoid people examining them, that's what they want. They do not want anybody looking close at what they do or anything like that.
True.
What are you doing over there, Grumpy? You keep looking over there at the screen. What you looking at?
No, my neck is stiff.
Oh, bullshit. Oh, yeah, neck's fine, Grumpy. D-Cut saying Bellows played 7 minutes and 16 seconds tonight. Is that Trott's fault, TJ? No. You know what? Lane Lambert's fault.
What did I say? If you see the same pattern Matt Martin played today, I don't think Oliver Wilson was ready. Ross Johnson didn't play, but Anders Lee, who's visible all preseason, he played. What does it tell you? Kiefer was the best forward. Gets 7 minutes, 16 seconds of ice time today. How do you expect the kids to succeed like that? It's the same thing. Skate him a regular shift. If it's just going to be Barry Trotz with hair behind the bench, I don't know how much better we're going to be.
Not better at all. Well, we only managed to score 1 goal tonight. So, again,
I'll be interested to see how much time Shushnikov got today.
Got a comment for you to read there, Grumpy.
But after everything that has come out about him and the toxic culture he's built over the years, he's a coward who hides behind his own shadow just to save himself from falling into total darkness. I can tell Stephen is taking a creative writing class.
I was about to say, I like the way you wrote that.
Yeah, but here's the thing. You don't get to be that successful without being able to dodge a few landmines. Let me just put it to you that way. It's not like me and you, these are $1 billion corporations. They know how to avoid negative press. And I'm going to tell you what, if you look toxic culture, okay, that's a joke because you could look at every single business in the history of the world and there's toxic culture in it because you're dealing with human beings. You just are. And it's not like, everything is all sunshine, gumdrops, and rainbows. That's not the way the real world is, particularly at that high of a level. Just isn't.
Drew L says, and now Justin Fields is banged up in 3 places. For freak's sake, the Bears. Why didn't they draft an offensive? The Bears suck. Justin Fields sucks. That entire team is miserable. It's like what the Raiders used to be a million years ago. It's just where careers go to die, like where Jacksonville was until they got a competent head coach.
I feel bad for Justin Fields. How do you expect him to have a chance to succeed?
D-Cut says Jeff Bezos put it out. He owns the Washington Post, who's been breaking all these Snyder stories. He wants to buy the team. You think it's a coincidental that the story comes out the morning of the game the Commanders play on Amazon Prime, which he owns?
No, I know he wants to own them. And here's the thing. You think that Amazon isn't a toxic culture? Please stop.
Think about the lawsuit that was led against them because people didn't even have enough time to have bathroom breaks. All these companies do anything they can to increase the color green, and they'll do it by any means necessary. Anyway, Drew L said, also, Giants fan, I hope Snyder stays. Eliminates 1 team from our division each year. You think about the ineptitude he's had as an owner for years and years, how miserable that Washington's Redskins and Commanders team has been. Miserable. Stephen S. said, wait, hold on one second. Apparently somebody from the Islanders game tonight proposed shirtless.
Yes. He carved into the chest. Yes. I saw it. It was between the first and second periods. It's him. He will say yes, 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 I think is what he had shaved into his chest hair. And they put this up there, and Florida scored a goal while they were showing that.
Oh, my God.
I mean,
look at her face. She's like,
and Brendan just kind of did a blow-by on it on the telecast. He's like, yeah, I didn't even know what to say. And then AJ was explaining it, and all of a sudden Florida scores a goal. So they didn't go back to it. They should have went back to it. He shaved, will you say yes, 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 or something like that in his chest. It was creative, and she did say yes. It's almost impossible. If a girl doesn't say yes during something like that, you might as well just if she's willing to embarrass you on national television, that relationship's never going to work.
Exactly. It's not like, oh, okay, gotcha. She just wasn't ready, and we need to. Yeah, not working.
You can walk home from here. I'm not even driving your ass back.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to corporate America. And Drew L said Soshnikov played 11 minutes in 6 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, think about that. He's a 4th liner.
Yeah.
Again, why is Bellows getting shortchanged? It's like Barry Trotz all over again, just Barry Trotz with hair.
Stephen, I said, thank you. I'm taking an honors college class that reads 14th century stories, and you have to write creatively like writers from that time period. Also, film major. So I'm used to writing scripts. I was about to say, it was an eloquent way of
I
saying
could
it.
tell, Stephen. I could tell. Believe me, I could tell.
James F. said, TJ, you have Lambert's first order conference.
Dun, 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 dun. The first order.
Press conference. I'm sorry. First press conference. No, I don't have that. Drew L says, oh, yeah, I forgot to mention. Apparently, some former student who went to my college is now a reality TV star on the Love Boat show.
The Love Boat.
I don't think
something exciting and new. Yeah.
You think Lambert, who would know, considering the last time he coached Bellows?
You would think.
Man, those are the items we needed to cover on today's show. Grumpy, man, let me ask you this. What else do you want to say before we wrap things up today?
Tom Brady's going to have a big game playing the Pittsburgh Steelers this week. I expect
I hope it's a high-scoring affair, Grumpy, but I hope George Pickens doesn't catch a single ball.
The Buccaneers will be 4-2. They're not good enough to win anything this year. But I do want to say love and laughter to everyone who listens, and even those who don't, from TJ and the Grumpy Old Man. TJ, are we going to have a show on Sunday, or are you not going to be in town?
Maybe not. I don't know.
Okay.
Keep your eyes.
Maybe you should inform the people that
I don't know when we're getting back.
So when they're waiting at 8 o'clock, 8:30, 9:30, when you could do something at 11. Oh, it's just TJ time. But if you tell them that we're not going to do the show, maybe you should just let them know up top.
I assume we're going to do the show, but yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I assume, but I can't. No promises.
Because no one who listens to the show has a life, as far as you are concerned. Because they should just be waiting for TJ to send out that notification. Hey, we're coming on, right?
Is that what you think? Is that what you're thinking? I think, Grumpy.
I don't know what you think.
Oh man. But man, we're here at the end of the show. I want to thank you, as always, Grumpy Old Man, for your time. Thank you, everybody, for listening. We'll be going live on Sunday. I should be back in town by that point. And so, I look forward to speaking with you guys then. We're going to have a great time on the show, as always. Thank you guys for tuning in, and thank you, Grumpy Old Man.
My pleasure. I'm also not allowed to leave town or ever miss a show.
That's correct. You're chained to that couch, Grumpy. You're never allowed to leave.
That's right.
All righty. Thanks again, Grumpy.
My pleasure.